welcome to MOSO Update, a monthly program where we connect you with campus news and events here at Missouri Southern State University. I'm Kate Kelly.
And I'm Miles Neighbors. We've had a series of events take place over the course of the month and we're ready to share the rundown. But before we begin, we want to introduce you to a new segment of What in the Name of Rory Is That? With each episode of MOSO Update, we will share a piece of a photo at the beginning of our show. You'll have until the end of the program to guess what the full photo is. Good luck.
On October 27th, Missouri Southern celebrated 50 years on the campus of Mission Hills with a rededication ceremony held on the Oval in front of Hearns Hall. Brad Belt, community historian for MSSU, presented a review of the years as the university transformed from Joplin Junior College to Missouri Southern State University. In addition, Senator Ron Richard presented a proclamation in rededication of the campus and university. Members in attendance included community members, faculty, staff, and students. The event featured descendants of the institution's forefathers and highlighted the trials and triumphs of the early days as the university became firmly established.
On October 4th, students had the opportunity to check out the Major and Minor Fair. The fair provided students with booths from every department displaying information about various programs offered at Missouri Southern. The annual fair is an opportunity for each academic department to showcase their offering to undergraduate students. Along with information on career counseling and academic advising, it provides easy access to faculty and staff in a convenient one-stop setting.
Earlier this month, one of our students did her part to contribute to a cause close to her heart through a special fundraiser. Maddie and Abby West have the full report.
On Saturday, October 14th, Jane Moore, psychology major, hosted a benefit talent show.
It was on behalf of the National Alliance on Mental Illness, which is an organization, nationwide organization. It's actually the largest grassroots nonprofit for mental illness. And basically what it's all about is ending stigma, promoting education for mental illness, and getting people help, getting people treatment, and just overall education about the issues surrounding mental illness in today's society. And so I picked NAMI because I suffer from bipolar I disorder, and really they have free support groups. You know, it's so hard to find free support around the community because usually you have to pay for therapy, but they just basically have free therapy for anyone who wants to walk in and go to it. And they have different support groups, not just for mentally ill people, but also for families. And we have a home front, which is specifically for veterans with PTSD, and then they have all these information packets that you give family members who can learn more about the illness, because you can't really do anything unless you know about things. It was just phenomenal. We raised $240 in 2.5 hours in a show that took no money going in to go into it, so it was a 100% profit. And the talent was awesome. It was just people that I knew in the community who I knew who were talented, and I just asked them, hey, would you like to come out and perform for me? And they said, yeah, of course, and it was just great. I would like to do it, love to do it biannually, actually. I might do one, because this is actually for an honors project, because in the honors program, every student has to do a service learning project, and this was my service learning project, but I would really like it to blossom into something more. I think it's 1 in 20 people have a mental illness that will continue throughout their entire lives, and most of those are severe, and 1 in 5 people will experience a mental illness at some point in their life. That might not span their entire lifetime, but it'll happen to them, and that's a lot of people just in the U.S. too. So I just think that people really need to educate themselves about it so they can really know how to handle it.
All proceeds were donated to the National Alliance on Mental Illness, a cause dedicated to mental health education and ending the stigma surrounding mental illness. Reporting for MOSO Update, I'm Abby West.
Or not. It's so nice to see our students getting involved in raising awareness and funds for an issue that affects so many.
I certainly agree with you there, Miles. And speaking of raising awareness, both students and the public had the opportunity to participate in a free, hands-only CPR training session held on October 3rd. The program was hosted by the American Heart Association and supported by the Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield Foundation in an effort to promote safe and effective CPR methods. Sessions featured songs that played 100 to 120 beats per minute, and this was used to teach the recommended two-step method of CPR. The first 250 students who attended the presentation received a free CPR Anytime kit to practice and extend the life-saving skills of hands-only CPR to family and friends.
It's so important to understand the proper method for CPR, and I'm so glad that Missouri Southern was selected as a location for this event. Coming up, we have to look into another program dedicated to saving lives. But first, please enjoy another edition of Campus Walking with Veronica Gazaway.
I'm Veronica Gazaway, and you're watching Campus Walking.
That would be, I think that's Hearns Hall right over there. Yeah.
It's actually the alumni building.
Oh, that would make
Yeah.
sense.
I think Reynolds.
It's actually the alumni building.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
No clue.
It is actually the alumni center.
Okay. I don't know.
It's the alumni building.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That'd be the Spiva Library.
It's actually the alumni building.
That would be the Alumni Center over there, right?
Yeah, correct.
Cool.
Boy. It's the one over there, this
Alumni.
the alumni building, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, correct.
Oldest building on campus. Well, oldest building is the library, and then the alumni building
Okay.
is the original building on
Yeah.
campus before that.
Rory.
How did he get his name?
Oh man, I don't know.
It's actually by popular vote.
Really?
Yeah.
Nope. I don't know.
It's Rory, and he got his name by popular vote.
Okay.
Yeah.
Worry.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did he get his name?
Popular vote.
All right.
Rory the Lion.
Rory the Lion. Yes. How did Rory get his name?
That one I do not know.
Actually, by popular vote.
Rory the Lion.
All right. And how did Rory get his name?
That I do not know.
It was actually by popular vote.
Rory,
How did he get his name?
because he roars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rory the Lion.
All right. And how did he get his name?
He's a lion, so he roars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rory the Lion.
Yes.
Had my picture taken with him at my first football game.
Interesting. How did Rory get his name?
Oh, that's a great question that I don't know the answer to. I would like to know the answer
It was
to
actually by popular vote. They had like
Oh, interesting.
yeah. So,
Mitochondria.
yes.
Nucleus.
That's okay. It was just a silly question.
Okay.
The powerhouse of the cell.
Cell.
Oh, the mitochondria.
Yes.
I'm not a biology matrix.
It was just a silly question.
Okay.
Thank you for joining us on Campus Walking here on KGCS TV. I'm Veronica Gazaway. See you next time. We're back with MOSO Update. I'm Kate Kelly.
And I'm Miles Neighbors. Students at Missouri Southern may feel a little safer knowing that we are an institution that benefits from a program dedicated to campus safety.
On the week of October 9th, freshman students attended the Alice and Green Dot Training Pod in Phelps Theater.
All right, so we're going to talk about Alice today. Like Debbie said, it's a way to survive if somebody comes into a classroom with a handgun. And aren't we thinking about that kind of thing right now after what happened Sunday night? We're all thinking about that, trust me. And so we need to make sure we're ready and prepared, but we're here to make sure you're safe. So we're also here to make sure you're successful as students. So let's say it's the middle of the night on a Saturday night, nobody around, and you have a crisis. And who are you going to call? No one say Ghostbusters. Who are you going to call? University Police Department, right?
The Alice program, instructed by Ken Kennedy, MSSU's Chief of Police, taught students a proven method on how students should react when someone brings a weapon into a classroom. The Green Dot program, instructed by Deb Fort, director of Project Stay, taught students how to use their words to promote safety and communicate intolerance for personal violence. Students learned how to recognize situations of power-based violence, strategies on how to report or handle those situations, and promote the idea on campus that violence isn't acceptable. Reporting for MOSO Update, I'm Maddie West.
The Allison Green Dot training certainly helps provide a guide for anyone in a dangerous situation.
That's true. Next up, we have a special interview to share as part of our Campus Spotlight segment.
Welcome. This is Missouri Southern's Campus Spotlight. I'm Angie Lochtenberg, and I'm here today with freelance artist and Missouri Southern's costumer, Matt Myers. Thank you. Welcome for being here today.
Glad to be here.
Why did you become an artist?
I think that, like anything, you have an inclination for things. When I was younger, I drew all the time, so I thought that that's what I wanted to be. I know a lot of people think that's what they want to be when they're little, but it just kind of stuck. I kept drawing, and I got positive feedback from that. You know, I always got, oh, you're the best artist, and you got an A on your art project and things. So that kind of told me that I had there was a possibility that I could be an artist.
And you work as a costumer for Missouri Southern now. How did you become a costumer from being an artist?
When you design things, all of the design elements are pretty much the same, proportion and color and things like that. So it becomes just a question of what materials you use and what tools are required. So a lot of things transfer from one discipline to another as far as art and design go. I always was interested in sewing and making things, so I don't actually have any formal training in costuming because I'm trained as an illustrator. But I had that skill. I had done a lot of work in theater, and first of all doing sets, and then that kind of segued into doing costumes. So when the position came open, I applied, and I've been working here for 10 years or so.
Good. So what are some of your duties being a costumer here at Missouri Southern?
I run the costume shop. I'm responsible for the costume collection in the theater department. I oversee the lab students and the scholarship students, and ideally they do all the work of pulling out of the collection for shows, creating any costumes, constructing any costumes that need to be made, and then also anything that they can't do, anything that might be a little bit too complex or anything that they don't have time to accomplish. I also work on the costume construction.
What do you like most about working with students?
I just like working with people. I don't really think of students as being any different from other people that I work with, clients and people that I'm working with on a job site. Generally, when I'm working with students, it's like we are a team putting together whatever needs to be constructed. And so I like working with students the same way I like working with people. It's just kind of a pleasant experience to have interaction and to have a sort of job where you can interact with people, and it becomes kind of not necessarily a job. It's like something that you're all doing together, and it's really nice to be able to share some knowledge. Like if somebody leaves the shop, leaves the lab, and they have a life skill they didn't have before, I feel good about that, because I think, well, in the future, when they're hemming a pair of pants or fixing a seam that's ripped open, they'll say, oh yeah, I learned to do that in Matt's class.
So back to being an artist. Is there anywhere in Joplin where we could admire your work, or?
Not so much in Joplin. Most of my work is in the major markets. I've got work in Disney World and on a lot of cruise ships, hotels, nightclubs around the world, actually. The closest large commercial job I've done is in Springfield for Prime Trucking. In Joplin, mostly I have done smaller residential murals, so you would have to be friends with somebody who commissioned one.
Well, thank you so much for being here today and answering these questions. I want to thank you all for watching, and I hope you tune in next time.
It's so cool to hear a little bit about the behind the scenes of one of our theater figures.
It definitely is. We have more news of a fine arts nature. The Southern Symphony Orchestra performed a concert under the direction of Dr. Jeff McComber in the Taylor Performing Arts Center of the evening of October 6th. The program featured winners of Southern's Music Department annual Concerto Aria competition. The concert, which was open to the public, was free admission and offered an opportunity for everyone to hear the hard work of the Southern Symphony Orchestra.
All of our concerts are so good. I love getting to hear our students perform.
Me too.
In addition to theater and music, we also have a new art exhibit on display in the Spiva Art Gallery on campus. Sculptures and ceramics created by artist Jeff Johnston, a professor of art and head of the sculpture department at College of the Ozarks, are on display in the Spiva Gallery located on the campus of Missouri Southern. Johnston has a BFA in ceramics from the University of Cincinnati and a master's from Portland State University. His work has been exhibited nationally and internationally. A public reception will be held in early November.
Very cool. It's amazing to see what some people can create.
Johnston certainly is a talented artist. Well, we're going to take a short break. In the meantime, please enjoy our first edition of Twin Talks starring Maddie and Abby West.
Welcome to Twin Time, where we capitalize on the fact that we were born with another person. I'm Abby. I'm Maddie.
I'm Alyssa. I'm Lauren.
Similar to the newlywed game, we will be teamed up, the older twins versus the younger twins. First, the younger twins will be asking questions for the older twins to answer while the younger twins guess what they said. The answer is then revealed, seeing how well the younger twins know the older twins. Then we switch. The older twins ask questions for the younger twins.
The younger twins will be guessing for the older twins' answers. What is the older twins' favorite color? My favorite color is green. And I said green.
My favorite color is green. And I said green.
Easy. What is the older twins' favorite TV show? We're gonna lose. Yes. Okay. You can bruise. Okay, so my favorite TV show, Maddie's not gonna get it. Big Brother. Are you serious? I didn't know. I was thinking reality TV show. I said Once Upon a Time. That wouldn't be my second favorite either. That would just make you feel worse. Probably my second favorite would probably be Stranger Things.
Well, I said Stranger Things.
Oh no!
That's my second.
Younger twins get 0 again. Woo! What the older twins' worst habit is. I said biting my nails. I said nail biting! Woo!
I put worrying too much.
Oh, I put procrastination.
Wow, okay.
Worrying about procrastinating. What is the older twins' favorite book? Okay, so I said The Darkest Minds. I said Clockwork Angel. Actually, my second favorite is Clockwork Princess. The Darkest Minds is my favorite.
I said Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. I said The Great Gatsby. It's like my favorite classic novel.
Now the older twins are going to be guessing for the younger twins.
Who is the younger twins' celebrity crush?
Okay, Lauren.
I said Tom Hiddleston.
What?
And I said Tom Hiddleston.
So easy. 1 point. Maddie. I said Dylan will be my boyfriend. Dylan O'Brien. Same thing.
What's the younger twins' pet peeve? I said
messy rooms.
Oh.
Very close though.
How many rooms do you see? He's like, ooh, that room's messy.
Oh, I
that
hate
room's
those
messy.
rooms.
Okay, I said people walking slow in front of me. I was gonna say that, but I said obnoxious people. True though.
Everybody
Darn
did
it.
people and I did messy rooms.
Stupid people.
I almost put, you know when you don't squeeze the toothpaste from the bottom and you squeeze it from the like
Oh,
the
yeah,
middle,
you
like
scrunch
you
it
know
up
when
the
you
top.
I'm like what are the younger twins' Hogwarts houses? Okay, so my Hogwarts house is Hufflepuff. And I said Hufflepuff.
Easy. And mine is Slytherin. I said Slytherin.
Now we gotta step up. What is your younger twin's favorite ice cream flavor? I said cookies and cream. Crap. I put strawberry. We need a buzzer noise every time somebody gets it wrong.
I said pumpkin pie. I said pumpkin pie. Thanks for watching.
And we're back. I'm Miles Neighbors. Today with me I have Trey Vaughn. He's here with us for the sports segment for MOSO Updates. How you doing, Trey?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing just fine. Let's get right into the sports. Let's talk about Missouri Southern Golf.
Okay, Miles, Missouri Southern Golf just finished up actually. Last tournament was just a week ago. They finished up the season. They had a couple of top 10 finishes. First tournament of the season, they were at the UCM Invitational in Warrensburg, Missouri. They finished 6th place. And here in their most recent tournament, they played their home tournament over at Shangri-La Country Club near Grand Lake, and they finished 6th place in that tournament as well. Those were their best 2 finishes of the season, and they don't play again until March. They take a 5-month winter break to just kind of rest up and avoid these winter months, but they'll get started again in March.
Wow, that's really nice. Missouri Southern Soccer, they've been trending up lately.
They have. They finished the season really well, actually. 3 wins in a row to finish off the season. Didn't allow a single goal in those 3 wins. And they finished the season at 5-9 with 3 ties. And they did make the MIAA tournament, so it'll be interesting to see how they do in this tournament.
Oh, yeah, that's amazing. Go girls.
Yeah.
Cross country, both men's and women's have been skyrocketing lately.
Yeah, both men's and women's cross country teams have done really well this season. They competed in the MIAA championships. Did really well, and now they're going to be competing in regionals for a chance for some athletes to possibly run in nationals later on this year. So good luck to them. I know Nixon Kiptu's been doing really well this year for the men, and top runner for the women's is probably freshman Ashley Kuykendall. She's been doing really well this year, and good luck to them.
Oh, yes, it is. Volleyball. Our volleyball team, last couple of seasons have been the best, but this is a really good season now.
Yeah, they've improved a lot. Coach Napier is really turning this team around. Last year, as you mentioned, they finished 6-25. They've already almost doubled that record, that win total. They finished off the season at home. They got a bunch of matches here at home to finish the season, and we hope to see a few more wins here at home before the season wraps up, and then see how they can do in their conference tournament at the end of the season.
Oh, man, that's nice. And then we're going to finish with Missouri Southern football.
Football's had an interesting season. They've struggled a lot, to say the least. They've struggled a lot. We saw Dante Vandeven at quarterback to start the season. He was a newcoming player. They trusted him. They put him into the starting rotation. He started the first 5 games, didn't have much success. We struggled to score the ball. Now we see Dante Vandeven at receiver, probably one of the best receivers on the team now. He's been catching more passes than the majority of other receivers out there, so he's doing a good job there. Braden Scott took over the starting role at quarterback. We've seen more turnovers than what we had seen in the first few games, but we've also seen a lot more points scored. Scott has gotten us in the end zone a lot more. We scored 105 points in the last 4 games compared to 49 in the first 5 games. So offense has really turned up, but the turnovers has went up as well, and that's something that the Lions need to limit. Another plus side would be after the Shamar Coleman tearing his ACL, we have a new running back coming in named Dalton James, and he's showing a lot of upside. So we hope to continue to see upside from these young guys and maybe a better future for this Missouri Southern football team.
Oh, yes, sir. Trey, I'd like to thank you for coming on the show today. I really appreciate it. On KGCS, we'll be covering Missouri Southern basketball games, home games. Hopefully you guys can catch the game. If you can't make it, we appreciate it. Thank you, Trey, for coming on the show.
Yeah.
Thank you for the update on sports, Trey. We look forward to hearing from you again. Up next, it's time for another trip around the world with our International Student Profile segment.
My name is Tevin Richardson. I'm from Nassau, Bahamas. I'm the capital from New Providence. No, I've been in Dublin for like, say, 4 semesters. 4 semesters. The biggest is probably the environment, the people, the weather, like the changes in the weather, like the 4 different seasons. You never experienced at home, so it's new. I miss probably like friends and family, and then like the music. It came from like the first school I went to. I got a scholarship there, and then it was like at the end of the fall semester in the transition period. All right, now you finish the school, so you gotta find a school quick to go to or stop for a semester. So it's like this is the closest place, and I just ended up here. Plans trying to get a job, hopefully in the U.S. In computer science, either web development or data analysis, and go from there.
It's so cool to hear from the voice of one of our international students.
It really is. We have students from everywhere, and it really adds to the diversity of our university. Speaking
of diversity, we will conclude this episode of MOSO Update with a special cultural event held on campus. The Muslim Student Union hosted an event entitled Hijab Day to show students how to wear a hijab on October 19th in the Lions Den.
The purpose of Hijab Day is to spread awareness about the hijab, because we feel like a lot of people, you can see it, but not a lot of people really know what it means and what it stands for. So we really wanted to spread awareness about that.
Scarves and a selfie booth were both provided. Informational pamphlets explaining misconceptions about the hijab and what it means to the surrounding Muslim community were also made available to students.
I think it's really great to see an educational event like this taking place on our campus.
Yes, it's nice to know that Southern is dedicated to the mission of global learning. Well, before we wrap things up, let's revisit that photo we saw at the beginning of the show. Did you guess correctly? The correct answer was popcorn in Hearns Hall. You can snag a bag on Wednesday from 10:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. Well, that's all the time we have for this edition of MOSO Update. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Miles Neighbors.
And I'm Kate Kelly. Join us next time as we strive to keep you connected with everything happening here in Lion Country.